Hello, I'm Greg Clark, and I'm from www.gunbuilds.com. I'm a Class 07 firearms manufacturer. What we have here is a Suomi, or Finnish, 1931 model submachine gun that I have converted to semi-automatic only. The heart of this system is my striker conversion that allows it to be made into a semi-automatic closed bolt firearm. Now here is the modified bolt, and here is the striker that goes in the bolt. As you can see here, there is a slot in the bottom of the bolt that has been machined to accept this small steel striker. The striker is placed nose first into this slot and then kind of scooped ever so slightly to fit in the internal groove, and then it should slide freely inside of the bolt. This is part of the spring control system, and it goes in next right behind the striker. It's what actually presses on the striker. This is the striker firing spring, and it's a longer spring that was cut off, so one end is still nicely closed and one end is a little bit open. So we put the closed end inside the bolt like this. Now this unit can now be assembled into the Suomi. The slot for the striker has to go down facing the trigger side of the bolt. So just slip this guy into the receiver, line it up with the guide inside, put some pressure on the spring and pull the trigger, and the striker should move forward. Next, we're going to put the recoil spring for the bolt on, and on this one I like to put the open end in first. So we slide this in till it goes all the way up against the back of the bolt, and we've got to keep the other spring under control here. Anyway, center the little spring in the big spring. It sometimes helps if you put the other part of the control system in there first to keep the springs aligned. Now, this will be compressed forward into the receiver with the end cap on the end, and it will be screwed on when you get it closed. Now, let me show you. There's one slight trick to this, and that is, as you're assembling all of this, you have to more or less feel and get the small rod inside of the larger tube with the springs wrapped around it. This is slightly tricky and has to be done by feel. The way I usually do this is I will stand the gun up, muzzle end down on a carpet, and then I will assemble all the pieces, and that way as I press on the end cap to compress the springs, the gun is being pushed down into the floor and I can keep it under control, and as I compress the springs, I feel my way into the rod tube like so, and then bring it down and tighten it. As you're tightening it, keep one thumb on top of the cap and turn the other one. That way you can keep the cap under control. You don't want to slip and lose control of the cap, or it's most likely going to go flying across the room. Hopefully this will make it a little bit quicker and simpler for you to figure out how to reassemble your Suomi M-31 after cleaning. Thank you.